I believe there's about 10 people in the Hawthorne Police Department and 10 people in the fire department that deserve to be firefighter or police officer of the year. But I'm proud to say that after much deliberation, the committee voted unanimously for both of the nominees. So having said that, I would like to introduce the Hawthorne Police Department Chief Steve Port to give the first award to the Hawthorne Police Officer of the Year.
What I'd like to do, first of all, is to thank the members of the service organizations, the Hawthorne Rotary, for making this possible every year, because it's really a nice luncheon, and we really appreciate at the police department that we get a chance to show you our best, and I'm sure it's the same for the fire department as well. Before I get into what I need to tell you about, could I please ask all the members of the police department to stand so you can see how many of us are here? I think we've got quite a few here, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, so that you can stare at this person and he can be appropriately embarrassed, Joel, could you please come up here so we can give this award to you? What I'd like to do is read the recommendation, and I was glad to hear that Nilo said it was tough. We think it was pretty tough. We put forward some pretty solid nominations of our officers, and we're glad to hear that it's tough, because we have some very good people. So without delay, let me read to you why Joel was chosen as the Officer of the Year. We'd like to recommend Detective Joe Romero for Officer of the Year for his contribution to the successful arrest, prosecution, and tracking of sex registrants. After Detective Joe Romero was assigned to the Crimes Against Persons desk, he displayed an interest in sex crimes, arrest, and prosecution. He requested and was given full responsibility to enforce the tracking and registration required of sexual predators. Since March of 1999, Detective Romero has established a network of experts from the Department of Justice that he could draw expertise from. He collected packets on proper procedure of case investigation, preparation, and court testimony of the non-compliant sex registrant. As a result, Detective Romero has successfully investigated over 25 sex registrant cases that he has subsequently arrested and successfully filed with the District Attorney's Office. The majority of these cases have resulted in second and third strike convictions. Detective Romero has interviewed between 200 and 250 sex registrants during this period and has become a recognized expert in his field. Numerous deputy district attorneys, as well as other police agencies, have consulted Detective Romero in proper case preparation and presentation of testimony. In fact, Deputy District Attorney Victoria Adams, who's here today, the Inglewood Court Deputy in charge, has asked Detective Romero to develop a training program for grade 1, 2, and 3 for the deputy district attorneys on proper presentation of their cases. Detective Romero has received several commendations from deputy DAs. He has assisted and received accolades from both Deputy District Attorney Bloom, who's here today, and District Attorney Groden, who's here today, for his accurate and thorough investigations of sexual registrant cases. These actions resulted in deputy DAs referring other police agencies to our detective to advise on the proper method of case preparation. Having read the text, you know what a real critical issue this has been over the course of the last several years, and Joel has gone out and made it his job to find these people in our community, and where they've broken the law by not registering, or where they've committed other crimes. He's put together some very solid cases and sent them to state prison for many, many years and many, many years to come. So we're real proud to present him to the community in a very positive light and give this award to him, and congratulations, sir. He said he wanted to make a speech.
Well, let me wipe the sweat off my forehead first. Certainly this is a much bigger event than I expected. When I'm informed that I was nominated and then selected, it didn't seem like a big deal, but after talking to people and after being here, it is quite a big event. Probably the person to thank is probably Lieutenant Kruger, who was one of my supervisors back on patrol. He walked in the briefing one day and he said, "I just got a fax from the LA Unified School District and they wanted a representative from our department to go to this meeting regarding some assembly bill. I had no idea what he was talking about, so he passed it on to the sergeant. The sergeant passed it on to the next senior guy. Before you know it, it was down to me, who's the least ranking person. So I went up to this meeting, and I met up with chiefs, superintendents, and a lot of top brass. I walked out there looking like a fool. So I vowed from that point on to know what I was talking about when I was at these meetings. So interestingly enough, when I made detective a few months later, I was given the assignment. So I'm really glad that I can put the best job forward and protect our community and keep our children safe. You know, I feel kind of awkward just taking this award alone. And I really can't say that I did this all on my own. I've got to recognize quite a few people, at least people that I've worked with in the Detective Bureau. Some of the cases that have come forward have come from our patrol officers who have taken an interest. Some of the detectives that I work for, Hardiman, Olson, Romero, Dixon, are some of the guys that have really gone out and helped me put some of these cases together. Obviously, Sergeant Lee for the nomination and give me the freedom to go out and pursue this type of avenue and making our department look like a very aggressive agency when it comes to this type of enforcement. And I can't go without saying thank you to another person, which is Gloria Martinez, who is our Detective Bureau Secretary. She's responsible for putting all the packages together, assuring who's in compliance and who's not, and then red flags each one and says, Joe, go out and get them. And basically that's what we do. So without further, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to the organizations who have selected, and I'll take it with a good heart. Thank you.
Thank you, Joel. And here to present the County Firefighter of the Year award is Chief Martin Scott.
Well, thank you, Nilo, and I just want to thank all of you for being here today to honor the firefighter and the police officer of the year. It's really appreciated by the fire service and law enforcement service. We don't get this very often, and at times we get some other negative things that come down the road, as you're well aware. It's really been an honor to come up here and talk about an individual I have tremendous respect for and admiration for. I only met him a couple years ago when I came into Hawthorne as a battalion chief, and I found Stan to be a very dedicated firefighter paramedic for the County of Los Angeles Fire Department and for the city of Hawthorne. But before I start there, I want to introduce his wife Connie and his children who came down to be with him today. And also, since she's the boss, you always recognize the boss first. And then I want to recognize Chief John Alkema. He's the assistant fire chief now for this area. He took over Chief Herschel Clady's position since he's retired, so I wanted to recognize him. And the crew from the fire station where Stan works are here also, and a few other firefighters that have come, and we appreciate them coming here today. Stan, again, when I first met him here a few years ago when he was at Fire Station 161 here in Hawthorne, which is a very active fire station, probably one of the more active fire stations in the County of Los Angeles Fire Department. We have about 52 fire stations within the department right now, and this is a very busy, active area. A lot of fires and a lot of EMS, medical incidents that come about. And so it's very demanding on our firefighters and very demanding especially on the paramedics because they see all types of emergency type of incidents that come down. And Stan really showed to me and showed to the rest of the department what a positive, dedicated, and hardworking individual he is. And we appreciate that very much. One of the areas that Stan really kind of went out of his way and pursued on his own time as well as on some department-supported time is a program that the LA County District Attorney's Office put together, which is called the Rescue Youth Program. And that's a program they put together to recognize troubled youths in our community and in our schools that really need mentoring that is not given either at home or in the school setting. So they asked the fire service, can you assist us to mentor these children? And some of them have learning problems of some sort, some academic problems of one way or another. And Stan was one of the first ones to step up to the plate and says, hey, I'll take that on. I'll put my efforts together to do that. So he was very instrumental in organizing a program for the Hawthorne area to deal with a number of these children that really needed that mentoring program. And we really want to recognize him for that too today, because that took a lot of effort on his part, and a number of times when I was at the station, these children would come in, and he really took a strong hand with these children and really tried to give them a good mentoring to realize, hey, there's something out there that you can be a better citizen, a better person. And also the crew of the fire station really put that effort out. They would eat with the men at the fire station. They would work there at the station. They also would help them with their homework and their school activities, but also try to direct them in a direction where these will be grown-up good citizens in the future. So I really support Stan for being the lead firefighter paramedic in that program, and it's really been a benefit to, I think, the community as well as the fire service, and hopefully these will be grown-up citizens in the future that will be a benefit to all of us. In the firefighting front, as well as in the paramedic service front, again, like I said earlier, we are a very busy and active area. And I've been on some incidents with Stan, especially on some significant fires where I found that he was always the lead right there in support of the operation. And his paramedic skills are really to be recognized. He's been a paramedic since 1990. He's been here in the Hawthorne area since 1967. 97, excuse me. And again, I think a real positive asset to the community, and I really do appreciate that, because when you have good employees, what that happens is good service to the community, and that's what we really are looking forward to, is to provide a good service to the community. So without further ado, I'd like to present this award to Stan. Stan, can you come up here, please? I'd like to say also we had a number of other applicants that we thought very highly of, and we were very proud that the Rotary and the Kiwanis recognized Stan, because we do have a tremendous respect for this man, his abilities, his accomplishments, and what he's done with the Rescue Youth Program. And it's really been a benefit to this community and to the County of Los Angeles Fire Department. Again, Stan, thank you.
Thank you. Well, he said it all, I guess, so I don't really have a whole lot to say. I'm a little nervous. I've never been up here to accept an award like this. It's an honor. It's a privilege. Thank you, Kiwanis and Rotary Club members. My family, my coworkers are all here. I don't know who's more happier, kids are out of school or a guy's out for an hour for lunch. They get a free lunch. It's kind of nice for, I guess, both sides. Here's a special guy. He wants to be up here, too. This is my son, Nathan. It's okay, honey. Again, this is a special moment for myself, especially right now with my family. It's a very emotional time for him. I'm loving it. This is great. And again, I just want to thank you, both clubs and members, for this honor. Thank you again.
Our next presentation will be made by Hawthorne Mayor Larry Greedy.
It's great to lead a city that you have two fine law enforcement and fire departments. I've seen so much improvement, growth. We have one of the finest police departments in the South Bay. It's been proven by years and years of declining crime, increase in property values, and also with our new relationship with the LA County Fire Department, which you carry the flag of Hawthorne. I appreciate everything the LA County Fire Department does. We have a great chief that leads our guys, our troops, that helps the city. So to give out proclamations like this it's a great honor on behalf of the entire city council. And I'm not basically going to read these because you've heard everything you need to hear. This is their day and they don't need to hear boring speeches. So I'd like to thank Joel and Stan for being part of our community, being part of our family, and continuing the fight to make it a better place to live. Joel?
Our next presentation will be made by Blanca Jimenez of Congresswoman Maxine Waters' office. But before Blanca takes the stage, she wanted people to know that Maxine Waters is hosting a meeting on LAX expansion Saturday morning at 10 a.m. in Morning Heights.